Breaking news at 6. We just heard from the Attorney General's office about changes submitted tonight by the Parole Board. The AG's office confirmed it plans on talking with Governor Kay Ivey before making any comments about the new recommendations. The governor says she's not commenting yet either. The corrective action plan comes after Governor Ivey gave the Parole Board 30 days to identify the changes needed to be made after a violent career criminal was released. Jimmy Spencer was paroled last January. He's now the suspect in a triple homicide in Guntersville that happened in July. The Parole Board's corrective action plan calls for more probation officers to be hired and does away with early parole eligibility for serious violent offenders. The plan also calls for a new automated notification system. The Way 31i team uncovered the board's current automated system repeatedly failed to notify victims or their families. The board will also study how many cases parole officers are handling to see if it's too much. Way 31's Brecken Terry just finished sifting through that document created because of her reports. Brecken?
Now, one of the biggest points in this 7-page document is increasing the pay for parole officers because the Parole Board says that it's not competitive with other law enforcement rates, and they say that with that pay increase that they could hire more officers. Now, other points in this, the board says that if it can hire 25 more officers, supervisors can better oversee parolees. Another big thing in this document says institutional parole officers will now be required to have a minimum of 5 years experience as a probation or parole officer. Now, the board also talked about amending legislation to help supervise parolees. It also recommends basically stopping early parole considerations for violent inmates. Now, the board also said that they plan on strengthening parole officers' relationships with local law enforcement, and they will implement these changes over the next 30 days. Now, the governor and attorney general have to sign off on this plan. Live in Florence, Brecken Terry, Way 31 News.
Thanks, Brecken. As we are looking through the corrective action plan, we see more areas they plan to fix. Here are a few points in that plan. To better protect and respect victims, they plan to give more training to the Victims Services Unit staff on interacting with victims with respect and compassion. Probation officers will start meeting regularly with law enforcement to talk about public safety. Their protocol will be improved to make sure senior supervisors hear victims' questions, and they plan to modernize their website so victims and law enforcement can get more information.
The Way 31i team met many families impacted by decisions made by the Parole Board. Take a listen to what one advocate said.
Because without your station, without Way 31, this would not have been possible because you guys got out, you investigated, you found out things that we couldn't find out, and you never let up.
And you can find all past I-Team reports on the Parole Board on our website at waytv.com. Just go to the News tab and click on I-Team Special Report, Voices for Victims. There you can also watch our half-hour special report.